have you heard the news? We got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. It's a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. With our future on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate a new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute, wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it.
You're now tuned into another episode of We the Gam in the podcast. I am Gam, and of course, I got my sidekick, my co-host,
Miss Gogetta.
So, with that being said, tonight we have a very special episode. And first thing we want you guys to do is once we get on, we want you to share this episode. We want you to share it, share it, share it, and listen attentively to what this young lady has to say. So, with that being said, good afternoon, madam. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I can't even complain. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
and let me go ahead and tell you, go ahead and get this out the way. Let us apologize that we have to meet you under these circumstances, but
Right.
in all things, we still give thanks to God
Yes.
for this. So please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners of Wait Again Minute Podcast.
Hi, nice to meet you all. My name is Monique, and I'm here today to speak about my brother, Wilbert, who's been missing for 10.5 months.
Okay.
Wow, so he's been gone 10 and a half months.
Yes, he's been missing since March 17th of 2023.
Wow, so we're coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you located?
I live about 15 minutes outside of New Orleans, and he is from a city called Racine, Louisiana. That's about 45 minutes outside of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. Okay. So
Wow.
is that where when you say you want to talk about your brother being missing, is that where he's missing from? The city where he's from?
Yes, he's lived there all his life, born and raised. He went missing there. Last time anybody seen him is in between 11 p.m. and 1:30 that morning.
Okay, so let us go back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your brother.
Okay, my brother would be 45 years old. His 45th birthday was on January 15th. He made a career in construction. He had his own business for quite some time. He ended up ultimately choosing a career in building sheet metal buildings. He was the only child on his mother's side. On my side, we have my brother and his three of us girls. And yeah, he just, he was a really good person. He would help anybody.
Right. Okay, so tell us on the day that do we know the actual day that he went missing?
Yes. So March 17th is the last time we seen him. And I know that because actually the last confirmed sighting that we know for a fact is the police received a call at 11 p.m. and the woman said somebody was in her yard. She just didn't know who it was. It was dark, and come to find out it
Mhm.
was my brother. They stopped. They just, gave him a ride home, and that's the last like confirmed sighting that we have of him is 11 p.m. March 17th in Raceland, just a few houses down from where he lived.
Wow, okay. So now do we know do we know what happened or why why I guess I'm trying to ask you is because I'm just thinking about like this guy's been missing for almost a year, right?
Right.
So, but on the day that it happened, like, had you spoken to him prior to that? Prior to?
My brother was horrible with keeping a phone charged, so it wouldn't be uncommon for me to not talk to him for a week or so. And
Mhm.
it didn't hit me whenever I found out he was missing. I hadn't talked to him for right at 3 weeks. So I talked to
Okay.
him
Okay.
the day before on no March 15th. So I talked to him 2 days before he went missing.
Wow.
Okay. And did he, in your conversation with him, did he sound worried or like something was going on outside of his normal behavior?
I don't think so. I know his mother had just passed, so he was kind of, since he was the only child on his mom's side, he was kind of just feeling, a little alone. He just was like kind of wishing that we would have grown up together in the same house. But other than just dealing with, normal things that come with losing a parent, he was, really
Mm.
seemed like himself. He was looking forward to some business we were going to go take care of at the end of March.
Wow.
Okay.
That's okay. So now he's missing. Are there any leads like as to like what we thinking may have happened, or has anyone came forward or anything?
See, not directly. Unfortunately, these days everybody aren't, fond of just going to police, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
people come
Mm-hmm.
to us more than anything. We've had a family of a young lady come forward and say that when their father was in the hospital, and the sister came and told her family, "Hey, I might make it not make it to Dad's funeral because me and my boyfriend ended up killing Will, the guy that's missing."
Are you
So that
serious?
What?
yes, that was a huge lead for us. She gave us gave her family a location. She said that his body was in some kind of septic tank. We ended up draining it. He's not in there. So what
Right.
her intentions were with that, I'm not sure. Other leads we have, we kind of can't talk about them right now. Trying to keep the
Mm-hmm.
integrity of the investigation,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the biggest lead we were working on for quite some time.
So I wonder why she would say to her family that she killed someone and where she put them, and that wasn't true. Now,
Yes.
could this septic tank have been drained before, or do it flow somewhere else?
No,
Like,
ma'am. The only thing I could think of is maybe she said maybe, sometimes when you're talking to people, things like okay, a septic tank, maybe it's a different one, maybe
true,
that's an
Right.
true.
option. But
Yeah.
they were convinced that it was this septic tank. We did drain it. At least we now know that he's not in there. For a while, we were fighting to get it drained, and that was
Mm-hmm.
really hard on us, just wondering if he was in there or not. So at least we do know now.
Okay, so did she ever? So I know she told her family member, and I'm assuming that that family member might have told someone in your family, but did the police actually sit down with her and they interrogated her and her boyfriend
See, her
to try to
boyfriend's in
come up?
jail. Her boyfriend's in jail right now. He's actually in jail for abusing her. I think he cut her or with a
My
razor blade or
God.
something. Yeah, he's in jail
So
right
he's
now.
abusive,
Yes, definitely a violent man. They
right?
interrogated her, but I think these are people who have a history of this. That's not their first rodeo.
Right. So
So
Right. So maybe they a tag team or something.
yes,
so
maybe so.
wow. So basically,
Yeah.
with them being experienced, like far as in with the run-ins with the law, they
Hmm.
not gonna just fall over and just give the police what they want. Okay, so what has happened prior to the septic tank being drained? Like what are some of the things that you guys have actually done as a family, as a community to figure out to find out where Will is or
So 2 months into this, I think this was sometime in June, we all
Hmm.
a awesome organization called Golf Star came down, nonprofit organization, and we went and searched some of the woods. As you know, Louisiana is like full of bayous and swamps. So
right.
we
Hmm.
searched some of the woods. We searched kind of all around Raceland and ditches and just the
Mhm.
places he would frequent. So we did do that together. Uh, we've had candlelight prayer vigils for him and we just trying to keep his story going and make people aware. And we've definitely looked multiple times, and everywhere we could really think of.
Right.
Okay, with no luck.
No,
So have y'all
unfortunately.
had anyone say? So have anyone came forward to say, "Hey, I'm the one that possibly seen him last, or I saw him a few hours before he was, possibly became missing?
So there is a guy who says that he saw Will on March 17th in between the hours of like 11:30 p.m. and 1 in the morning, then said that he was running down the street like in a panic and holding his side as if he was hurt. But that's really the only
Oh,
person who's, yeah, and it's right in the little area that he was last seen at 11 p.m. by police officers, so it would make sense.
okay, hold on. So he was seen by one guy, and then he was seen by the police officers as well. Like
That
now, what?
It's
Go
flip
ahead.
flop. So 11 p.m. he was seen by police officers. They dropped him
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
back off home, and then in between 11:30 and 1 a.m., this young man said he saw Will running down the street holding his side.
Okay. So why did the
Like his
police
side could
drop
have been
him off?
injured.
That's something that I do struggle with. Actually, at 9:24 p.m. on March 17th, my brother was walking. He was having like an obvious medical episode. He was hallucinating, desperately needed medical help.
Okay.
The a officer just so happened to pass by, and he stopped and got out the car. Didn't take him to jail or to the hospital, but took a video of him, left on his way. Police came into contact again at 11 p.m., dropped him back off. We still question to this day, why wasn't he taken in, for
Right.
medical
Right.
treatment.
Right.
Right.
If he's having an episode of anything, and you came in, and it seemed like they came in contact with him, that they should have got him the medical attention that he needed. Maybe it could have been a thing too that he could have said, well, he didn't want medical attention, but if he's having something as you're describing, I wouldn't take his judgment for soundness.
Yes,
I would have to try
definitely.
try to make sure that we make him safe.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Yes.
them to drop him off and then for the young man to see him and he's holding his side, like what is he holding his side for? Like is he punctured? Like is he have blood coming out? Like what's going on with his side?
Yes,
Like it seemed
definitely.
like something is missing.
Yes, definitely. And that's what we're trying to do. And it's frustrating because here we are almost a year into it, and
Right.
sometimes I don't feel like we're far from where we started from.
Mm-hmm.
We still keep our head down and keep going, but there's just still a lot of gaps we're trying to fill in.
Yeah.
Right. It sounds like there's a lot of gaps because you have a young lady that stated her and her boyfriend allegedly they did it. Then you have a young man allegedly say he saw him, but then the police supposed to have recorded him, saw him, dropped him off, whatever. But the young man said he was holding his side.
Mm-hmm.
But the young lady boyfriend is in jail for cutting.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have possibly been something that happened and they cut him or whatever on his side.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting here just trying to put it together and think about it because if the guy that came forward and said he saw him running, no one else said that they seen him. So did the guy say what street, which direction? Did he run off the road, go into some woods to cut through? Like,
In main menu
did he
from
see another
items 100.
car?
Powering off.
Yes. That's he did say he was running. So kind of how the streets are, they kind of all connect to each other. There's cross streets to where you could easily get from one street to the next. It seems
Mm-hmm.
like he was running in a direction back towards his house, to
Okay.
us, the way the guy described it. Which, if my brother did get hurt, God forbid, stabbed or shot or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
he would run back home. He's horrible with his phone, so he wouldn't have had a phone to call the cops. So
Okay.
he definitely would have ran back to his house. So that's what makes me feel like person that saw him, probably that was shortly after whatever transpired happened.
Wow.
Right, right, right.
Now, what did the police say? Like after you guys found all this out, what did they say? Like, what was their conclusion to what happened?
The police, they feel like something very bad happened. They feel like
It was foul play.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
they yeah, they feel like something very bad happened to Will. They kind of like us. We don't know exactly what that is, but we're kind of on the same page that something bad definitely happened to him.
Right.
Right. Right. Because whether he did something to himself, if he was having an episode or someone came up, then did the police question the guy, like give him an interrogation? The guy that said he saw him possibly last? Did they
Yes.
interrogate him?
Yes, they interrogated him and his baby mother. They interrogated the both of them. From what I
What?
understand, he told the police pretty much what he told us. And I don't think that they're considering him a suspect of any
Right.
sort, but they did
Okay.
question him.
But why his baby mother? Was she with him during that time when he saw?
She she is she was in a relationship with the young man my brother was living with.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go back.
So the young man that said he saw your brother around 11:30, 1 o'clock, he lives with your brother?
No, no, ma'am. So that is I'm sorry if I'm confusing y'all. This so her name her the young man who saw him has a
Mhm.
baby with the young lady who um
Go with
was the
your
girlfriend of the guy who lived with my brother, if that makes sense. So the
yeah, that
guy my
makes
brother
perfect
lived with,
sense.
that was his girlfriend, and she just so happened to have a baby with the man who saw my brother running down the road at 11 o'clock, 11:30.
But okay, s- okay, I guess I'm trying to figure out even if that's so, why would they still go and interrogate her? Was she
There was
with the
there
guy?
there's some so my brother, whenever he was dropped off back home, they saw him at 11 o'clock when he was dropped off by the police. That's one reason. And then
Okay.
there was some articles of clothing and a shoe that was found. Allegedly his wallet was found by the guy he was living with. We never recovered those items, but he supposedly found them, and the girlfriend
So the
told
girl
me, and she in result was questioned by the police about that, and asking if she saw him running down the road as well too.
so the room did the roommate was he questioned?
Yes, but he didn't
Okay.
he didn't say much or nothing. Unfortunately, the type of the group, the circle
Mhm.
that my brother was involved with is a lot of people who's on drugs, so that
Okay.
kind of makes it difficult. They kind of avoid the police, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Right.
So was your brother on drugs too?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but
Okay.
regardless if he was on drugs or not,
Right.
no matter what may have transpired, it
Mhm.
still doesn't
Right.
constitute, somebody
Something happening
something
to him.
happened to somebody, right?
Yeah.
So th- this is my thing, right? When I get everybody is scared of they're not scared of the police.
They
They
don't
don't want
talk
to
to the
talk to the
police.
police for whatever reason. So when people are coming telling you guys, "Hey, this is what I heard. Hey, this is what happened." Like, can you give me a scenario of one of those times where someone came to you and said, besides the young lady who said she and her boyfriend killed your brother, that someone has came to you and it actually led to something else?
Um. So, and see, it's very hard to even come up with one of those because I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but in Louisiana, if somebody tells me something, God forbid it's something they heard and it's not firsthand knowledge, it really doesn't get you much of anywhere. So that's kind of our
Okay.
problem as a whole is somebody will come tell me that they heard Rita say this, but if Rita doesn't come tell me or the police, then we kind of, can't, you don't get search warrants or cell phone records like that.
Right,
So
right,
that's kind of our
Yeah,
problem.
and that you that you mentioned that, but I guess it just depends on the situation and how the police investigating the situation because sometimes they will go based on if someone tells them something and they'll go, "Oh, we're going to look for it." I guess it depends on how detailed the person that's telling get with them
Hmm.
because there have been cases that I've known of where the police somebody then told them something and they take it for what it is like and they go and do whatever they have to do to investigate. But you're saying the police where you are is not doing that. So if they don't tell them and have basically everything they need, they're not really doing anything as
Yeah, see,
far
and it's
as
it's a work in
checking it out.
progress. Yes, it's a work
Okay.
in progress. Now, like this is their first missing persons case in this department. It's a very small town. The first
Okay.
missing persons case that these detectives have ever been to. So, we kind of
They don't
had
know how to
to
handle it.
have patience. And like at one point, we called the FBI asking for help
Right.
Right.
because, it's just the amount of resources they have is a lot different than a bigger police department.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing against these detectives, but they just are new to this. And when we started on day one, we were already 3.5 weeks behind. Nobody
Right.
reported
Mm-hmm.
him missing to me for 3 weeks. So, we
So
reached out to FBI, we reached out to state police, and we just didn't, we don't have help from any outside departments. So that's kind of really a problem for us too, is we're kind of lacking resources.
so the roommate did not report him missing or call family and say, "Hey, I haven't seen such and such in a while."
Well,
No.
I can see them not doing that if they are
Hmm.
in that realm of them doing drugs,
Hmm.
whatever. They're not calling nobody, saying nobody missing because he may have been. I know sometimes they go missing for a couple of days.
Right. If you have that,
They be
if
on the
that's your
bench,
MO.
right?
But
Yeah.
she said he owned a business, that he was working his business. So that I don't know if that was his MO or not, that he go missing for
No,
days
it's
and
not at
weeks.
all. And Raceland, is like such a small town to where you see everybody. Like my brother would be seen riding his bike, or like he was in the middle of working on somebody's house when he went missing. Never went back. Like just in the middle of working on a roof, just poof, disappear. So I can't really say that. I don't see why if not police, call his family. Now
Yeah.
Right.
it was actually one of his friends who he saw him at another site, and I'm this slipped my mind. So this another sighting we had of him on March 17th
Mhm.
was at 7 p.m. His friend, he went to stop by his friend's house, and he fixed my brother a plate of food, gave him his jacket that he left over there, and my brother said, "Look, I'm going home, change my clothes. It's about to get cold, and I'm coming back." And he never made it back there. So
Mm.
that's the person who ended up calling my family and saying, "Hey, y'all saw Will? It's been a
Right.
couple weeks. I'm worried about him." And when somebody called me and I looked back and seen how long it's actually been since I talked to him, I
Hmm.
instantly called and reported him missing. I just knew something was wrong.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure now. Man, this is like I can't imagine how you guys feel because like we were talking prior to the episode, you guys not really knowing what happened. So how are
Right.
you guys getting through your days?
Whew, we're just taking it day by day. I do have a good support system. My brother's aunt and I, we're
Mm-hmm.
really the people who work his case every day. It's a every day. It's become almost like a job for us. It's a
Mhm.
definitely a full-time job. We just try to take it day by day, and the will to find him just keep us motivated. And we just know that he needs us to do this, and that kind of
Right.
keeps me going. Is I know he needs his sister to have his back right now.
To fight for him,
Right.
yeah, be an
Exactly.
advocate for him.
Yep.
Okay. So does he have any children?
Actually, that's what the last time I spoke with my brother, we were planning on. He called me. He said, "Hey, sis, I scheduled a DNA test for, there's a little boy by the name of
Hmm.
Devontae.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's in state's custody right now, but my brother was scheduling a DNA test to take a DNA test for the little boy. We were supposed to go, I think it was like March 23rd, and he
Mm.
disappeared on March 17th. So we're trying to work that out and figure it out.
Okay. And how
Wow.
to go about getting him out of state custody?
Yes.
And
Oh wow.
how old is the little guy?
He just made two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's so you a auntie.
Yes, I very well maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
auntie.
hoping. I'm the
Yeah.
only one of my siblings who have children, so I'm hoping.
Okay, gotcha,
Oh
gotcha.
wow.
Now,
Yeah.
why I understand he's your brother, but why are you fighting so hard for him? Like, can you tell me, or can you express to us why you are fighting for Will? We know that he's your brother. We know that you love him,
Mm-hmm.
but give us a little more of why you're fighting
Well,
for him.
sometimes, and this is no offense to, anyone in law enforcement, but sometimes people just get forgotten about, like
Yeah.
they get things get swept under the rug, a case becomes too hard and it just goes cold, it gets closed or whatever. And I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He can't speak for himself right now, so he
Hmm.
needs someone that's gonna speak for him. So, that's why I feel like I need to fight for him.
Right.
Right. And that's true. And like you were saying that for this to be the police department in that town first missing person because they're so small, you would think that they would try to call for outside help,
Yeah.
and so they can at least try to close their first case. But it seems as though it could possibly be that what you just said, maybe they forgot about it, or maybe it's just too hard for them, or maybe they just don't know whether turn left, turn right. They don't know what to do. So they
Yeah.
are looking for everyone to basically help them complete their job.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
what, go ahead.
I know they're trying. I do.
Hmm.
Like they're as people and detectives. They're
Hmm.
they're good at their job, but it's just inexperience. That's like
Right,
if I go outside and try to ride a bike and I never rode a bike before, I'm gonna fall on my
right,
face. It's the same
Right.
thing here.
right,
Or
right.
you, or
And
you.
that's when you ask for help, though.
Yeah, but I,
Yes.
th- I
Yeah,
get what you're saying,
that's
Miss
what
Go
they
Get it.
ask
But at
for
the
help.
same times,
Hmm.
at the same time, it may be a thing of they don't want to ask. They may want to try to figure it out.
Mm-mm.
But I think if they continue to do their part, like far as the family and the
Hmm.
friends, and then with the police department, I think eventually, prayerfully sooner, that they will be able to find out what happened. Do you think that he's still alive?
No, I do
Still
not.
okay.
Unfortunately, I don't. And the neither do neither do law enforcement.
Wow.
Oh wow! So they don't think he's alive.
No, it's just been so long. He wasn't the type of person to just up and leave, raised in such a
Hmm.
small town. And, I always
Hmm.
would be able to make one phone call, find my brother. And that's even
Right.
with
Yeah.
how horrible with a phone he is. It's never been like this. And, my brother's a very, Christmas passing and his birthday and my birthday's about to pass and Mother's Day. It's
Hmm.
just,
Hmm.
that's the total opposite of him.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now let
So what?
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Let's go get him.
So what do you hope to get out of this interview tonight?
I just hope to spread awareness. Now I do know
Hmm.
that people locally they're kind of paying attention, but as far as the reach that this goes, maybe somebody
Hmm.
who was passing through Louisiana saw him, or you just never really know. So that's my goal, to just keep on spreading
Okay.
awareness, and also to just let other people know that you're not alone. I know there's thousands and thousands of people that's
Right.
going through the same thing,
It
and I
is.
know at first it felt like I was the only one. So that's, I really
But
want
then
to
you
just let others know they're not alone.
right, and that's normal whenever someone goes through something. We always tend to think we're the only one.
Yeah.
Nobody else, going through or been through. But I think it should help, and I hope that it helps because how you keep mentioning small town. Roughly, how small is this town?
A couple miles, maybe. I guess maybe a 10-mile radius. I guess I know. Like
Okay.
there's one high school, one elementary. No, there's two elementary schools and one high school in the town. It's like a very small town. I don't
Okay,
know the population, but everybody knows everybody.
everybody know. Yeah,
Yeah, he's been there his entire life.
Or somebody says it has two stoplights,
Yeah.
roughly about 3,400 people. That's a small
less
That's
than
a small community.
3,400.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, that's real small. So that means that it's tight knit. So that means that, you know what that means. Somebody knows something, and
Yeah.
I hear, and I, prior to you reaching out to us, we did our due diligence as well. And I'm stuck on this Rose lady. Like, I, I'm
Hmm.
just, I'm just, I don't know what it is, but it's like she's sticking. It's something with her, and I think that if she can be cracked, if she can, get to a point where she feel like she had to fend for herself, then she'll tell the authorities what they need
Yes.
to know.
Yes. So actually, so I was saying earlier that we searched this tank, that she told her family that my brother was thrown in. While we were in the middle of searching this tank, her brother ended up throwing something on side the road. Like, so where we are, there's two sides of this street. You could kind of see the house from the next street over. So we were walking by kind of behind our house, and her camper door is wide open. And all of a sudden, somebody calls my phone and say Rose just ran out of her house and was running down the street. This girl was literally running down the street. And in my mind, because everybody thought we found my brother, I feel
Okay.
like somebody called her and told her that we found Will, and she felt the need to just run because she thought police were coming. That's what I feel.
Oh, but
But
Oh,
she haven't ran yet because they definitely coming.
oh
They
yeah,
they they definitely coming.
yeah.
So, but you know what though? Since you said that, that kind of fits the narrative though, because if she told you guys that or told someone that, and then she heard that you guys were out, they were draining it, and they were out there, she probably got scared as shit.
yeah.
She probably was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they were
But
deep. Like, I mean, it was like they had the two streets taped off. You couldn't even pass. They had probably about five police cars, four parish trucks. Like, they had about 50 people out there at one point. It was a lot going on.
yeah, but what's supposed to have been the reason? Did she give a reason on why her and her boyfriend supposed to had killed him?
So from what I'm understanding, I'm gonna say allegedly on this,
Right.
but
Okay.
um her and my well, it's not allegedly that her and my brother were in some type of relationship
Okay.
romantically. I will say that. What the extent of it is, I don't know, but that's a fact because he confided in our cousin about it that he worked with. Now, she told her sister that her boyfriend found out and killed Will, and that I guess she helped him get rid of the evidence. So I don't know
Oh,
if she was
well,
involved
her
in
ass
actually
going to
killing
jail.
him. Yeah. I don't know if she was involved in actually killing him, but that's the reason that she gave, was that her boyfriend found out about her and my brother.
So what happened
Hold on.
was,
So she is community property.
Very much
She
so.
community property. Oh hell no. No, this is ridiculous here. Oh no, they need to get something preferably, she does something where the police have to get her, and she gonna have to save herself. 'Cause if not, she going
okay,
down with the other guy.
Yes, yes,
right.
and we've talked to her at one point. I was even willing to try to help her out. I know she was in an abusive relationship with this guy. I kind of felt like, look, if you're innocent, and you didn't actually have a part in hurting my brother, then come forward, tell what you know. Maybe the police will help you. But that ship has sailed. If she don't want to save herself, then whatever she gets is what she gets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she might have he might have told her that's where he put your brother. That's not necessarily where he might be. She might not even really know, or he could have, did something to your brother and did something to her too and made her, go out with him to dispose of the body or put him
Yeah.
somewhere. But could he possibly been buried somewhere around this tank? Not necessarily in the tank.
We ran dogs around the tank, so I don't think so. I do know that we're lucky enough to have dogs that are trained for even like just to find bones. So
Hmm.
I don't think that he would be there, but
Okay.
buried somewhere else maybe, or maybe
Maybe.
another septic tank. Maybe it's
Right.
not that septic tank. Maybe it's a different one.
So you haven't been successful with getting the police or the city to drain the other septic tank?
Um, Technically, the septic tank that we were looking at, it's like a 38,000 gallon tank, so it was huge. That's the one
Yeah.
we're focused on. After some work, we got that one drained. Now, any other septic tanks throughout the area on the street, I think they looked in most of them, but I'm
Mhm.
not sure.
And then I'm thinking too, Miss Go Getter, like with that town being small like that, that's taking a lot of. They looking at the manpower and the money part. It's a lot of resources, so they
Hmm.
they they really not just gonna be, oh, okay,
Right, right,
okay, well,
right.
it's over here in a barrel, so
Hmm.
we can go
Right.
check.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But I just think that I think she is the key.
Right.
I do too.
I really do,
They
and
need to keep questioning her to finally she break.
yeah,
Yeah,
cause
I
you
think so.
yeah, because you said that the boyfriend is in jail now for cutting her, right?
Yes, and then to make matters worse, so On March 16th, now I'll say allegedly about this because the guy who told me never told police. But he said that on March 16th, this guy Terrell, which is Rose's boyfriend, and his brother, so Terrell and his brother went to my brother's friend's house looking for Will with a knife. So and he said it
That
was
might
like
be
a
why it's sad.
yeah,
Mm.
he said that it's not like a knife, like a kitchen knife. He said like a knife that's supposed to be in a sheath, like a big hunting style knife.
Oh
So
wow.
Mm,
what's it's not to me it doesn't feel like a coincidence that you and your brother went to this guy's house looking for my brother with a knife, and now your girlfriend's saying that you killed him. Both of those
Right.
and
things.
someone saw him walking down the street holding his side like he possibly could have been stabbed or something.
Yes,
And
yes,
they
possibly.
And
could have followed them or anything.
he's in jail for cutting her.
Yes. Now I'll say that's coming from her family. That's who told
Mhm.
me that she got cut with a razor blade, and that's what he's in jail for right now. I know he has like a $50,000 bond, so it's got to be something serious.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, this is deep. Like it can get really deep. And I mean I hear you, and I don't want to sit here and assume that this guy Terrell, you know, did something to your brother behind some community. Like it just don't make no sense. Like, dude, you can get that anywhere. If
Yeah.
you had to imagine that her name is Rose, but you looking at and you talking to Sarah, but you thinking about Rose. Okay, cool. But for you to possibly, you know, take somebody's life or do something to somebody is like ridiculous to me.
Mhm.
But him and my brother have had problems for a very long time, and I know this guy Terrell is the type of person to hurt someone behind a female because okay, if you go back about 15 years ago, my brother was with a young lady named Raven. And
Hmm.
before my brother was with her, Terrell was.
Oh,
And
they love them R's.
from what I understand, he tried to kill my brother back in the day behind this young lady. So,
Oh,
history
wow.
repeats itself.
What? So they
Yes.
both had a run-in over another young lady who name start with a R. Oh, so they didn't talk to ladies outside of this town.
I don't think so. Not
Where they gonna go,
often.
Miss Go Getter?
To the next town or something. Cause so oh yeah. Oh yeah. So he was probably mad this go around. Like they
Probably
have a
so.
run in again talking to this, same young lady. Oh, mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
this
police need to stay on him and on
Yes,
her. They need to stay on
definitely.
because I think that's where you're gonna find your answers.
but I
It's
think
just too obvious.
yeah, but I think in all fairness though, like far as the police is concerned, a lot of times what I think they be having, clues or be knowing they be hearing
Yeah,
what's going on in the streets.
but they can't say
People, but
nothing.
they can't say anything. So maybe they're doing their due diligence and they're working behind the scenes. But I
Yep.
think far as like, you know, the authorities and you guys, I think they see you guys out there, constantly looking and you're trying to get it out there. I think at some point you guys should be
Mhm.
updated
Yeah.
Right.
on
And
what's going on with
I do have to give them the police the credit of ever since we've drained this tank, I do kind of feel like we're more so on the same page,
Okay.
than we were before. They kind of explained to us some things that they did in the past that we didn't know about, but
Okay.
and I know they can't tell us everything, but
hmm
Right.
I kind of feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good though if they're doing that because it could possibly be that they do know something or they doing something behind the scenes that they can't possibly discuss with the family right now.
Yeah.
And then with the town being so small and everybody know everybody, they might think like, okay, if we tell you, then you might do something or somebody else in the family might react.
Yeah.
So that would make sense as well for them not to tell you like the
Yeah.
important stuff that they actually found out.
Yeah, and
But
if I'm being honest, too, I have been very outspoken, especially as of lately. If I feel
mm,
like we're not getting help, I'm gonna speak out on it
right.
that's
because
right.
in a little small town like this, everybody knows everybody, even the police. So,
Mm-hmm.
I do feel the need to let it be known,
Right.
cast a wide net and let everybody know if we're not getting the things we need done. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I could see that being a reason why too, but
Right.
I
And
can't
then
blame them.
yeah, but then like you said, it's almost a year now. So what is getting close to the 1 year anniversary of anyone saying that they last seen him. It's like you kind of like probably feeling a little anxious. You want them to move a little faster, give you something,
Yeah.
because it's like, why haven't y'all found out something by now? Because you're hearing everything because the street is talking. But it's
Mhm.
almost like if you hearing it, then they hearing it too. But it's almost like, okay, so why haven't y'all, did this or talked to this one or arrest this person or even
Yeah.
had some kind of clue? But at this point, I'm wondering is finding clues without someone actually telling them, okay, this is where he's at. If it's becoming like too late, what's
Um,
your thoughts on that?
it may be. I do know that without a body, you can't really prosecute. It's harder to, I'm gonna say it's harder to prosecute somebody if you don't have a body anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing, but I think that, well, especially with the town being so small, I think
Mm-hmm.
multiple people know what happened. So I don't think it's too
Right.
late. I definitely don't think it's too late. All it takes is for one person to, get up and
Right.
do the right thing. And I preach that all the time. If you know something,
Mm,
say something. It doesn't matter how small it is. Please really let law enforcement know. But if you have
right.
to, let us know too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I I would I would well, I would I'm going to commend you on the work that you have done thus far,
Right.
because I do believe that because of you being voiceful and that you guys actually are actually out there doing what you think you need to
Mm-hmm.
do and bringing attention to it, and being that it is a small town, it puts fire, it puts heat on them,
Right.
and nobody wants that unwanted attention, especially if
Yes.
you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you don't
Exactly.
have the resources to do, or the know-how or
Mhm.
education to do what you need to do.
Yes,
So
That's
I
true.
definitely.
I get all that, and I see all the comments from your family and your friends. I know that they are proud of you, as well, and they commend you on the work that you actually doing.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that.
but I wouldn't dare sit here and tell you to give up.
Oh no.
Yes, it's almost been a year, but 10 months is closer. It could be closer to the day that you get that call saying, "Hey, X, Y, and Z." At least at that time, you guys will be able to process what has happened.
Yes, but no, I won't say my patience isn't running thin. I won't say that this is definitely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But giving up is not an option. And I'm lucky enough
Right.
to where my husband and my family, they kind of understand and allow me to have the space and time that I need to kind of work this, because it has become a full-time job. So it's not easy, but giving up is definitely not an option.
You said it's become a full-time job. Like give me an example of how your day goes as far as
So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll put my babies on the bus, I'll come home, I'll instantly start, checking over, okay, I talked to this person last night, let's follow up with
Mhm.
them. My phone kind of rings all day, so I'm answering calls and calling people back. And one call will somebody will say, hey, well, I talked to Ashley and she told me this, so now I'm gonna call Ashley. Or
Mhm.
Raceland's like about 30 minutes from me, so I'll go ride down there and spend a day out there. If my phone's not ringing, I go put my feet on the ground and we go
Mhm.
talk to people. So it's definitely everyday thing. After my babies get on the bus, I work until they get off the bus.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
But
it is.
it goes back. I think about, like, you never know how strong you are until you put in a position where you
Right.
have to be strong, or you have to do what you need to do.
Right.
And I'm sure you didn't know, anything about what you're doing. But I just encourage all of you guys just to keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and whatever, leave no stones unturned, as you already are doing. Like, nothing we can sit here and tell you to pump you up even more, because that's your blood,
Right.
right?
Yes,
So you're
ma'am.
gonna go hard regardless.
Yes,
When you
ma'am.
feel like giving up, you have that extra strength to keep going. but I understand your birthday is coming up. So how are you going to, I understand your brother is missing, and our prayers are with you guys on that. But you've been working for almost 10 months. Your birthday is coming in a couple of days. What are
Yep,
you doing?
Sunday. My husband is taking me. They have like the casino resorts, not far from us, about an hour away in Biloxi, Mississippi. So
Hmm.
we're gonna just go spend the weekend out there. The kids are gonna be with my mom, so it's just gonna be us.
Okay.
We're just gonna relax, have a nice, hopefully quiet weekend.
Okay,
Right.
that
And you
sounds good though.
right, and you
You probably need it.
yeah,
I
that's what
do.
exactly what I'm gonna say. That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
You actually need it, and I'm sure when you get back, or somebody be able to handle all of what you got, what you guys
Oh
have going
yeah,
right now.
definitely.
If you could say something to your brother right now, what would you say?
Who I would just tell him that I'm really sorry that this happened to him, even though I don't know exactly what it is. I'm just sorry that this happened to him. I'm sorry that he was failed so many times on March 17th, and I just want him to know that his little sister got him. I've always told him that a little sister got your back. So I just want to let him know that I'm never gonna get up, and we're gonna make sure we get justice.
Okay,
Right. So is there anything that you would like to say to Rose, to Real, Bobby,
police,
whomever,
anybody.
police right now that you would like to say to them that hopefully it will prick their heart and um they will be overwhelmed and feel the need to come forward and say something.
Yes. So whoever responsible, even if it's not Rose or Terrell, whoever is responsible for this, I want to let y'all know that y'all really, really took an amazing person off this earth, and I want y'all to know that you need to come forward, do the right thing. Just let us know. Call my phone blocked and tell me what happened. Tell me where he is. Just let us know where he is, and so Will can rest and repent. Ask God to forgive you. You know, Will may have a son. We may not even know until we find Will so we can get a DNA test. Don't rob another life.
Right.
Just do the right thing.
Yeah. Definitely do the right thing because
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah, absolutely. At least if they don't want to do the right thing because whatever else, but at least do it for the 2-year-old
Yes.
because right now he's in. You say he's in state custody.
Yes. His mother's
What?
trying, but he won't have a father.
Right.
Even if my brother isn't the father, he still will not have a father. So we want to be in his life no matter what. But I can't walk up to
Right.
them and say,
okay.
"Hey, I want to take care of this baby," and not have proof
Right.
that we're related. So it's a difficult
Right.
situation.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely difficult situation. But our prayers are with you guys, and we pray that he's found soon,
Yeah.
or you guys find out, like you said, what happened to your brother because no one deserves that, no matter what lifestyle they actually lived.
Yes.
So, and nobody has that right to take somebody off of this earth or
Right.
do
No.
anything to anybody. So, um, tell us, how did you hear about, like, how did you come to hear about us? Like, we're here in Virginia, and you're
Yes.
way where you are.
Yes, I actually thought you guys were local because I'm gonna go back and see who exactly tagged y'all, but it was
Okay.
quite a few times. Like they tagged y'all in a post because at one point news stations weren't picking up his story.
Okay.
We were just kind of at a dead end on getting exposure outside of Raceland, and
Mhm.
somebody commented your name, and you guys wrote back, and here we are.
Okay. Well, we thank them, and we thank you for reaching out.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. And so tell us, is there anything, what before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like to say that we haven't spoke about? Because being that a lot about what's going on, is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to get out?
Um. I guess I just want people to remember Will for who he is. I
Mhm.
I kind of feel like he's already getting looked at as like just a missing man from Raceland. Um, So I do want people to try to remember Will for who he was, and you can look around in Raceland and you can literally see things he built with his own hand. Everybody and their mama has gotten work done from him. So I just want people to try to remember Will for who he was.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. So we're about to wrap up. So what's going on now with the case? Like I know you said that you have some couple of leads, but outside of those leads, what's next for you guys?
We're just gonna keep hitting the ground running, and what we doing is kind of working for us right now. Just getting back out and talking to people, and you know, um, trying to start over and just see if there's anything we missed. So that's kind of what we're focused on right now. We do have a few things that we kind of can't say right now that we have going for
Mm-hmm.
us, but we're just gonna keep on, start over from the beginning and see where it takes us.
Yeah. Well, definitely keep us abreast to what's going on, what comes out of those leads or whatever, because we definitely want to stay in contact with you guys. You're just not just another interview. Like
Right.
we're actually vested now. So and when like I said, when we were looking at what was going on, it was like, hold on now, what in the world? It's a lot.
Hmm.
But
It
like I
is.
said, we definitely want to
Follow
kept
up and
update.
know
Yeah.
updates.
We definitely want to
Thank you.
follow up.
Yes,
So you're
yes, I
gonna
definitely will keep in touch. Thank you guys
right.
so much. We
So
really
we're gonna do
appreciate
another
it.
follow up show. Then you're gonna give us the update
Yes,
Yeah.
on what's
definitely.
going
Sounds
on.
good. Sounds
So
good.
before you go, being that you always you in New Orleans, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we always ask our guests how their time has been since they've been on Wait Again Minute podcast. So tell us how your time has been.
I have, had a great time. You guys were very, very the process, once we plan to have the podcast and everything else, y'all have been nothing but helpful. You've been really understanding. You guided me through the whole thing, and it's been a really nice time.
Thank you. Thank you. So with that being said, stay tuned to all things Wait Again Minute. And as we stated a few seconds ago, you guys are definitely in our prayers.
Right.
Thank you
So with
so
that being
much.
said, good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.